Hi there. Yes, the vast majority of you are not operating CCTLDs, but there are people from that community. I saw that yesterday at La Fiesta. A couple of people from different domain name registries. That's the story primarily for them, but also for network operators, because we are hosting their servers, while on the other hand, it's not their problem, it's also our problem. Because if their TLDs are not operating properly, our customers will get problems. So what is this story about? It's nothing new. It's nothing you don't know already. There were already cases that we were speaking a couple of days already, like Pakistani Telecom, like the presentation of Berislav and Capella on DEFCON. So it's the fact that basically everyone who wants to steal your BGP, your traffic, can do it easily by using the mechanisms that exist within BGP already, because it's the way how BGP works. It's not a flaw. You know that already, right? All of us understand well what it means. However, CCTLD operators often or sometimes don't understand those things properly and don't take the messages of Berislav and Capella seriously. What can be a possible consequence of that? You will see that in this presentation. Well, they might take this as a solution, but that wouldn't be a good idea. So what really has changed compared to the good old times is that nowadays more people have access to BGP speaking routers. Maybe in the good old times, a BGP speaking customers was really treated as a trusted party. However, it's not the case anymore. Any party, including a hackers club, can buy a BGP speaking router, connect it to a network for 20 or 50 bucks, and there you go. You have an untrusted party on the other side. What can you do? A possible scenario, of course, I hope this one won't happen, and I don't have to tell you that story, but let's say kids don't try that at home, because trying this at home can provide you a free ticket to Guantanamo Bay. And but one of the scenarios that you might consider as highly possible is that a CCTLD domain name server hosted in a hosting center of a big ISP, which announces their whole range as a /16 to the outside world. Any company connected anywhere in the world with an ISP not filtering routes properly will be able to announce a more specific /24 and attract traffic to its router, bring a fake TLD server, and with one move deface 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, depending on the number of domain name records, websites within less than a minute. Furthermore, yes, you can consider, but it's not true, we are all filtering routes. Is that really so? We already learned the lessons that providers these days do manual requests, right? But what would stop a malicious party from telling you, hey, we will be soon announcing 198.41a.rootservers.net, for instance. How many of you are checking what your customers are asking you to do, except of checking obvious things? The second method is routing registry, but I have also bad news for you there too, because providers are relying on AS set objects. And in AS set object, you can claim that any party on the internet is your customer, and your provider will believe in that and open their gates for fake announcements. Last but not the least, LOAs for routes. Yes, security through obscurity, and they ask you have to provide a LOA on the company letterhead. Right, that will save you 100%. Things are even worse, because in the scenario that I described, secondaries will pick up the zone from the fake, and the attacker might increase SOA timers, increase TTL, and once the secondary pick up the zone, and they will pick up because DNS Notify is used these days, the attacker can turn the primary server off, and it will take a couple of hours to fix the problem, and it will take days to fix the polluted caches. So realize, things must be reconsidered, and there are measures to be taken. They are not 100% proof, but still, you can do something to protect yourselves. First, advertise your primary. How can you protect your DNS responses? Because you can protect either responses or XFER'S or both. You can protect your DNS responses by advertising the primary DNS as a /24. Yeah, it's obviously bad because it will create more pollution to the already huge BGP routing table. But on the other hand, you don't have that many TLDs, and this might be a right decision. Then Anycast. I mean, that's a very appealing technology, and TLDs should consider using Anycast for their purposes as well, for primaries as well as for secondary servers. Also concentrating a lot of domains on one servers, and the usual suspects used to be ns.eu.net that I operated in the past, but these days also sonic.sunit.se is one server hosting 50 TLDs. It's not such a good idea. And of course, promote the use of DNSSEC. How can you protect your zone XFER'S? First thing that can come up to your mind is, do not use the same IP address that you delegate to the root for zone XFER'S. Use a separate interface, separate your query traffic and your XFER traffic. Most parties that are using already Anycast have this set up by default. However, parties still relying on unicast, and there are country code top-level domains that are still using old unicast setup and are still using the old system where one address is for everything. That's bad. This will not protect you 100%, but at least it's something. Second thing is, you can use IPsec, and the third, you can use transaction signature. It doesn't require you to operate fully blown DNSSEC, but it will protect XFER'S only, and that's what you need, and it's operationally simple and can be set up with basically almost zero maintenance. And the last slide, as a network operator, you can tighten route filtering. Well, that's what we already do. Promote use of DNSSEC, advise your special customers to take precautions, and spread this message to other forums as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any? Yes? We have time for just a question.
Peter Losher from ISC. One slight comment in regards to not that many CCTLDs or TLDs. I would note that ICANN has approved a method for you to get your own vanity TLD whenever you wish. You just have to pay them a couple of $100,000 as an administrative fee. So there may be hundreds, if not thousands, of TLDs sprouting up very, very soon.
Agree.
Yep. Okay. One last question, and we got to move on. Go.
Tom Daly, Dynamic Network Services. I agree with your analysis of announcing the most specific 24 to prevent that from being hijacked in IPv4. But in IPv6, as an enterprise DNS provider, we're only eligible for a /32. However, some networks do carry 48s and smaller blocks in v6. What's the recommended security methodology for preventing that hijack in v6?
Well, probably announcing more specific /48, but then again, the only thing that I already mentioned is use tsig. That will protect you.
tsig will prevent will save the zone transfer problem, but it won't
Not
save
queries.
from going to the wrong place.
Yes.
I said that was the last one. You need to sit down. Thank you very much. You missed it. Thank you very much. Bill